Hello and welcome to Fantaro and Mystic Monday. It's Monday. I'm always excited. Well, since I started this show, I'm excited about Mondays because we have yet another hot, interesting, insightful topic to talk about. And today we're going to be talking about our soul groups and about reincarnation because those two go hand in hand. So before I start, I want to just check the chat and see if anyone's here, because I think I might even wait for a little while until people jump on. Of course, Jenny, Dana, and Kim are here, and I'm always appreciative that they're part of this. They are part of the panel as well, and I love having them. And Shan is here. Hi, Shan. Thanks for being here. To the Mystic family. I like that. I really like that. That's good. Priya is here. Sorry, Priya. I've been calling you. I've been pronouncing your name wrong all this time. I've been calling you Priya. But hi, Priya. Robin is here. Sandra. Sorry, Sandra's here. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. So excited to be here on Mystic Monday and talk about this very special topic. Now, I think I'll just start anyways, and people will probably jump in anyways. So what's a soul group? Let's start with that. So a soul group is basically our spiritual family. That is our family on the other side. This is who we're constantly with, and we help each other grow, develop spiritually, elevate ourselves energetically. We need each other, just like on this side, just like on Earth, we need our family. It's very important for us to be part of a group, a family, whether it's our blood family or people that we consider family and we call family. It's very important because this group of people are the ones that elevate us and help us and are by us and support us. The main thing that we have to remember is that we're all connected by the same energetic umbilical cord, all of us. And regardless whether we're on the other side, whether we decide to incarnate, it doesn't matter. We're all connected together, and we have a specific purpose to achieve. And the best way to achieve this is in a team, is together rather than individually. Just like here, we work better when we work with a team of people and we have support. And that's why we have them. Now, not all soul group members, I'll call them that, incarnate at the same time or at the same lifetime. It depends on our soul contract. And I will talk about the soul contract a little bit because maybe people are not aware that before we're born into this life that we've chosen, or any life that we've chosen, we have to agree with our guides and the ascended masters of our contract. What is this life going to be about? Why are we incarnating? Why are we going back? What's the purpose? Is it because in previous lifetimes we didn't do that good? We didn't do that well? We didn't, learn those lessons that we needed to learn, or we didn't elevate ourselves high enough? It could be a myriad of reasons. Other times we incarnate just for the sole reason to help another soul group member. And then we exit. Hence why some people might have shorter lives than others. Some people have dramatic or what's called like sudden deaths as well. But that's part of their contract, right? They weren't meant to be here for a long time. They were meant to be here for a specific time and specifically to help us, to help someone. I just saw that Casey's here. Hi, Casey. I know that this must be annoying when someone stops talking and they start saying hi to the chat, but I just want to acknowledge everyone who's here because I really appreciate it. Now, we're going back to the soul family members, all right? They are here, or in this lifetime and the other lifetime, okay? They are around us, or we're part of this group because they help us expand our mind, stay aligned basically with our soul's purpose. And it's easier done on the other side because we have masters and teachers on the other side, and we are no longer human. We've shed our body, we've shed our ego, and we no longer have that human experience. So it's much easier for us to be more aligned. But when we come here, we're so influenced and affected by everything around us, by people, by life, what life throws at us. And it's harder for us to stay aligned to our purpose, to our contract. So we need these soul group family members to be around us. Who are these soul groups, these soul group members, right? It could be a family member or family members. It could be partners, teachers, enemies. It could even be your boss. Yes, your boss could be part of your soul family. This is exciting, right? Well, not for everyone. Depends how you get along with your boss. But I'm just saying that they just come in and they have different roles in our life. And again, I'm going to go back to that soul contract. So I didn't finish what I was saying, jumping from one topic to the other. Apologies. So a soul contract is a contract that we agree upon with our guides, with our soul group, with our ascended masters, on what exactly, why are we coming back to earth? Why are we incarnating? What do we want to learn? What do we want to achieve? And how are we going to achieve that? So there are points in our life that we've already agreed upon on what's going to happen to us or what we're going to experience. And there's a reason for that. It's because we need to go through, unfortunately, we need to go through big, dramatic, traumatic, not just dramatic, but traumatic experiences for us to go back in, to become introverted, to go esoteric. Esoteric basically means going inwards in Greek. And we go inwards when we're not well, when something's happened to us, when we've lost a loved one. And we try to get those answers from within. We don't try to get them from other people, from the world around us. Yes, we do have Google and we do want to Google and we Google things, but you're not going to get those types of answers from Google or from anyone else. Those are answers that you have within you, within your soul. So, but a lot of times you need a little bit of help, especially if you've kind of like diverted from your contract or from your path. And that's usually when our soul family members appear and they jump in and they help us out in many, many ways that we cannot imagine. Could be little things, it could be big things, it could be practical, could be just by having them in our life, giving us, energy or confidence or understanding ourselves. There are many reasons, but they're all around us. Now, the main thing and what we should be talking about as well is, how do we know who, from the people around us that we have currently and at present, how do we know who are part of our soul family? I've made some banners just to make it a little bit more interesting instead of me just talking. Okay, point 1, they have similar experiences as ours. So usually when you meet someone, you could be standing on the bus station, waiting for the bus. You're just standing there or sitting and just minding your own business. And suddenly someone just comes and sits next to you, stands next to you, and you feel inclined to smile at them. And you start talking to them and you start chatting with them. I'm just bringing a very extreme example right now. And while you're chatting to them in that little time frame till the bus arrives, you realize that this person you know this person, or you feel very familiar with them, or you feel very comfortable around them, even though this is a complete stranger that you're meeting. And then you find yourself suddenly opening up to this person, and they open up to you, and you realize that you have similar experiences. And how many times have you said that? Have you met someone where you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you forever. I feel that I've known you from a past life, and you've just met this person. That's how you know. This person was not standing or sitting next to you on a bus stop by accident. This person, if you have that feeling that, you want to open up to them, and you feel safe to talk to them about what you're going through, but at the same time you feel comfort and you feel happy to be around them, you actually feel your energy rising, then that is someone from your soul group. Another way to know whether someone is part of your soul group is that they help us turn weaknesses into strengths. All of us have friends that we consider very close, and most of us have friends that we consider very close, but we don't talk to every day, or we don't see on a regular basis, or it could be a long time that we haven't been in touch with, but we still think about them and we're still connected to this person. Why? Because it's not just any friendship. You'll see with other people that if you're not keeping in touch, if you don't call them, if you don't text them, if you don't see them, often, then you'll just see that, you just feel that friendship fizzling down basically, and it's really not going anywhere, and it's sort of like you part ways. But with those people, those friends that you have, that you're attached with that umbilical cord, that energetic umbilical cord, as they are part of your soul group, they, despite what is going on in their life, if you're down and you need guidance and you need help, they will be there. They will turn your weakness into strength, just like that. Just by talking to them, just being with them in the same room, just their presence. That's how strong and powerful this connection that we have is. Another point is a sense of familiarity and security. I think I mentioned it just before, that we feel familiar and secure with this person. We feel that they're family, basically. And nowadays, most of us, we come from dysfunctional families, or we come from families that are just, that there's just so much toxicity in that we want to avoid them. We don't want to spend as much time with our own blood family, but it's very different with our spiritual family. We want to spend time with them, and when we do, we feel great afterwards. When we leave, when we go back home, we just feel as if the world, the weight has lifted off of our shoulders. We feel loved. We feel more secure in ourselves. The other one is shared feelings and memories. You've probably felt that with people that you don't know very well, or you didn't know very well, with people you've just met. Again, is that feeling that you share things with them, and you realize that, let's say, your background is very similar, or your experiences or the way you grew up are very similar, that you can actually relate to each other. You can relate to each other's feelings, memories, and experiences. There is a connection there that you cannot explain using logic and using your mind, your common sense. And it's all about that feeling. And then you're in a safe space, you're in a safe place with this person, because they are your soul family, part of your soul group. Spiritual lift in her presence. I mentioned that. I'm just going through my bullets. Again, as I said, it's no matter how you're feeling, no matter regardless of what's been going on in your life, as soon as you see them, as soon as even if you call them and you hear their voice, you feel uplifted, you feel like you're at home, you feel like you're in your comfort zone. Usually they come into your life unexpectedly, as I said, out of the blue. I've met so many people, including the ladies that will be coming on very soon. I met them randomly through YouTube, okay, doing videos, doing lightning readings for Adam's channel. And we've connected in more ways than I can share with you. And it was just out of the blue and it was unexpected. And we have a bond, we have a connection between us that I cannot explain. Well, I can explain, but if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, if I wasn't psychic or spiritual, I would probably have a hard time describing or even understanding why these strangers have become sort of like an extended family to me. We talk every day, we share, we're there for each other. That is really important. And I've met a lot of my very good friends like that, from like random little things happening. A very good friend of mine I met through just a mummy blog, a mummy group, okay, on the internet. She said I think she posted something she was going through with her baby, her son back then, which was exactly what I was going through with my daughter. So I commented under her post, and we kind of like went into it. We're really good friends now. We're really good friends. I've been to her house. She's been to mine. Families have met. And she was just a stranger online. But I felt straight away that connection with her. That's another one. That's another important one. Together, we have heightened intuitive abilities. When we come together with a member of our soul group, usually we become together, our energies, when they meet, not only are we highly intuitive, but we're almost telepathic. Have you felt that with your best friend, with your bestie, with someone that you're really close, even your partner, that you can actually sort of read their minds, or even start a sentence that they're about to start, but they haven't even opened the mouth yet, or even finish their sentences? That's another sign that that person belongs to your soul group. Communicate on a deep but higher level. Yes. Members, usually the friends that we have that we consider friends, but they're more of an acquaintance, or sort of like there's a social aspect to that, it's very different. We normally don't go deep. We don't go into that deep level where you open up and you talk about really emotional, sensitive, deep issues that you have. You don't, or you save that for the people that you trust and that you have confidence in. Usually you don't need to be, to know this person for a long time. As I said before, you usually open up, the floodgates of emotions and of sharing experiences just opens just like that. Last but not least, we might like the same things or indulge in similar things. So we might find that we like, I don't know, maybe you like some kind of weird food. For instance, when I was a child, I like to eat oranges, and I would put salt on the oranges and I would eat it. Disgusting, but I loved it as a child. I know, I can see Jenny laughing backstage. It's very true. Or what was the other one I used to do? Oh, I used to love to eat like apples. I would put vinegar on apple. I know, disgusting, right? I'm just giving you an extreme. Thank God I've just grown out of this stage of eating fruit with weird condiments. But anyways, but I'm just bringing you a very extreme example to say, for instance, if I meet someone, or if there's someone in my life right now who likes to eat apples with vinegar and orange with salt, I mean, what are the chances, right? What are the chances? How weird would that be? But it's an extreme example. It's an example just to show you that it could be we like the same things. Yes, a lot of us like similar things, but I'm talking about very specific things that there is a common thread there that is not that mainstream common thread that you will have with most people in a social environment. It's a common thread that is very, very specific. And that's how you know that you're connected spiritually, and you're connected many, many, many lives for a very long time. So let me just remove that from there. So that's pretty much what our soul groups are, and how to recognize a soul member or soul group member, and how to know who they are in your life here. And the reason, again, I'm going to say is why we incarnate is because we need to learn lessons. We need to go through. It's our choice. No one's forcing us to come back. It's completely our choice. And usually we will take that choice if certain members of our soul group will will come with us in this lifetime, in that lifetime that we want to incarnate, because they take different roles that are very important roles. So maybe in a past life, I know in a past life, for instance, that my brother was my son. Okay. And in this lifetime, we've come back as siblings. And I do mother him. I am his mom in a lot of ways. He hates it. He reacts to it. He acts like a teenager. He can't stand it. But that's the dynamic of our relationship. We can't cut those ties. They came from the other side, and they go way, 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 way back. And I would be interested to hear from you, anyone who wants to call in. I'm just gonna also drop the link right now. Do you know, how do you feel about your closest friends or family members, or the people that you have around you that you feel that you're very close? Do you feel that you have that connection? When you met them, did you feel that there was a connection there that was beyond this realm, beyond this lifetime? I would love to hear from you, everyone. I'm going to bring in Jenny if she's ready, Dana and Kim if they want to come in, just so we can start talking about it. And anyone else who wants to join, please call in. Hi, Jenny. Oop, you're muted. Dana and Kim.
Hey.
Hello, beautiful ladies, soul sisters.
Kim, I still like salt on oranges.
You do? There you go.
I do.
There you go.
See, I was saying when I was a kid, my favorite snack was cucumbers with salt.
I like that too.
I thought I made that up.
I'll put salt on an apple.
I do too.
I like salt in apple and oranges. I'm sorry, I'm weird, but I like this, like this. What's it called? What's it called? Citric. Oh God.
Citrus.
Citrus. Thank you. Citrus with the sodium.
Yeah. I'll have to try it.
Well, I guarantee you that the orange with salt, it's good. I don't eat it anymore. I don't think I will, but I remember as a child, I was obsessed with it. My mom was like, you're going to get yourself sick. Stop eating it. I was like, no, it's good. And I was like, what do you want? Would you rather I ate chocolate or orange? Orange is
That's true.
My mom was like, eat something healthy and normal.
We all have our
You also said something a little bit ago about being able to communicate without talking. My daughter and I can sit in the same room and carry on a conversation and never say a word. And to me, that's always been, when she was little and at school, she fell off the monkey bars and hurt her arm. And I was at work, and all at once my arm started hurting so bad I couldn't stand it. And then the school called. And she and I have always had that connection.
I had the same thing happen to me when I had my car accident. My arm broke out the back window. So and at the same time, my dad was like 15 hours away. He was like up hunting in like the north of Canada. And he had his arm extreme pain, and all of his buddies concurred that he was complaining that his arm had extreme pain when I had my accident. So that was really weird.
And
So
a lot of times parents will have such a deep connection with their children that it's not uncommon to have telepathy on some level, and it's just like built into the DNA.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely. Especially children. They're far more sensitive, and they're able to use their abilities much easier than we do.
Oh yeah, and that's why they know if there's like something going down between parents, and the parents trying to act like everything's fine around the kids always pick up on it. Always.
Oh yeah. I was in a bad mood the other day, and I'm like, what is wrong with Billy? He's just crying. And then my girlfriend was like, he's very sensitive. So I just changed my mood, and instantly he was fine. I'm like, he knew.
They're sponges. They absorb energy. Someone is echoing, and I think it's me.
It is.
Is it? Okay.
Now it's better.
Okay, good. And Robin or Sandra, sorry, says, I felt that way when I first texted Kim on Adam's show. My daughter is on the opposite side of the country. We have a keen telepathy. That's sweet. See, it's incredible how, and especially nowadays with the internet, how we can connect. There are no longer, we don't have boundaries anymore. Physical boundaries. There are no boundaries, because nowadays, well, as soon as this pandemic is over, we're able to fly anywhere we want to. It's not as expensive as it used to be 20 and 30 years ago, because now we have low cost, airlines, and we're able to do that. We have the internet to connect. And so we don't even have to be in the same city or country to meet our soul group members. And that's what I think fascinating. We're a prime example of it. Everyone or anyone who is on this channel as well, because you believe you are spiritual and you're here because you do want to learn more about these topics. And I'm sure you feel the same way as well. London Girl is here, original Dalston Girl. It's been interesting forming connections through the internet, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been fun. This past year with COVID, I've met the coolest people online.
Yeah.
And we grew up because the internet was quite new for us when we were in our 20s, right? And early 20s. The thing is that for us, we were always taught by our parents the internet is a very dangerous world. Be careful. Be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you meet. And it's true. We've heard all the horror stories out there. Mm-hmm. But in the end of the day, if you listen to your intuition and you follow that, you'll find your soulmate even, because we're all soulmates. Soulmate doesn't necessarily mean, who you're going to marry and die with. No, for me, soulmate is a friend, is anyone who belongs in your soul group. And you could have a lot of people, a lot of souls from your soul group to be around you if you're lucky, or you could only have 2 or 3, just a couple, maybe even. But it does not matter. The fact is that when they are in your life and we are in their life for a reason, and that's to remind each other that we're here for each other, and this is temporary. All the experiences and everything that we're going through in this lifetime is temporary. And subconsciously, deep down, we know that through our soulmates.
I can remember when I was a little kid telling my mom, and I remember it very vividly, telling her, when I'm big again and you are small, things are going to be like, no, 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 no. And she goes, what do you mean when you are big again and I am small? And I told her, I used to be big and you were really small. And this is how it's going to be.
Tell her.
And I was being sassy, right? And she was like, you were never big and I was small. And I was like, oh, yes, I was. So that had to come from somewhere, right?
I felt the same thing with my dad, with my relationship with him. I came out like ready to just take him on. Like, I think I was, I definitely was a challenge for him, but I was in my mind the authority figure. So figure that one out.
But I was confident I was big and she was little.
Yeah, I think it was flipped in a past life or something. Yeah.
I mean, I had an interesting conversation with my 6-year-old today about death and about spirits and about what happens to us after we die. And I didn't feel that he was ready for this conversation at 6. Wow. Certainly not. But, you know, I created a little story around it, and I did explain a little bit, not the way we talk about things here, but I did explain to him a little bit what happens, that death is, you know, that there's heaven and you go to heaven, and in heaven you have anything you desire, you're happy, you still have to go, because the kids were joking around, they're like, okay, well, when we die we don't have to go to school. I'm like, oh yes you do. They're like, what? Why? If you're dead? You're not dead. That's what I was trying to explain to the kids, but they don't get it, obviously. I mean, my 9-year-old does, but my 6-year-old doesn't. So, I mean, I did a whole story, and it was really interesting because his input and his insight, I've told you that my 6-year-old is gifted. He said, and what happens with the light? And I'm like, what light? He's like, you know, that big bright light. And I'm like, how do you know about the light?
Wow.
He's like, but isn't that, you know, where we come from? And I'm like, he's either been listening to my lives and my videos
going online,
or he's really, you know, he's catching on with his gift, which I feel is a little bit of both in this instance. But I mean, it was a bit freaky for him asking me these questions, because I'm like, how am I gonna answer this? I can't answer that right now. He's 6. We were supposed to have this conversation in 5-6 years time, you know, when he's like 12, 13 and going through his hormonal craziness, where I'd be like, you know, by the way, but yeah, but it's interesting how we're all connected with that. You know what I would love, London Girl, if you're up for it, do you want to call in? Because I would really love to hear your take on it, because you've got you're into the Buddhist faith. And I would love to hear from that perspective and your perspective as well, if you want, obviously. I'm not putting any pressure, not any pressure. I'm going to drop the link again. That's not pressure, but I will. Willow just came in. Hi, Willow.
Oh, hey, Willow.
Hey, Willow.
From a Christian perspective, there is, I don't really think there is a belief in past lives. I don't really know, but I know that I was taught there wasn't such a thing. So it was actually the understanding and the recognition that there are such a things as past lives that opened up this realm for me of everything, like just my whole spirituality and journey. So I think once there's a lot of people watching that still don't believe in past lives. So they're looking at us like, what are you talking about? So once you get past that, there's a whole world of learning.
A whole world. Hi, London Girl. Thanks for
Hey, beautiful panel. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yes.
She's cooking something good.
Listen, I was literally just eating it, and then Fem said, oh, come on. And I was like, all right, okay, the mackerel has to wait. So it's a great show. And everyone looks so smiley tonight. It's really beautiful to watch. I can feel the happiness. And it gives me goosebumps, these kind of conversations, because for me, I liked, you know, a lot of what you said, because I do think just genuinely in life we have lessons, and that's why, you know, where we are now here alive, we have, you know, when people talk about, oh, but it always happens to me, the same thing keeps happening to me, why do I always get those people? For me, I take my philosophy is that you're not learning the lesson. So there's a lesson and why it keeps repeating. So it's kind of no surprise to, you know, that is also reincarnation in a way, because you're learning the same lesson. What am I here to learn? What is my mission? And who are the people that are going to help me on my journey? So for me, I do believe in reincarnation. Definitely, that is part of the you know, some of the Buddhist tenets, and it is definitely that, you know, we are all connected. I remember a few weeks ago on this channel, I put in the chat that it's like we're all on one fishing net, and so, you know, when you struggle. Say if Dana's having a, or Dana, is it Dana? Dana. I say it in the English way, Dana. 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 So when Dina, sorry, I'm not taking anything.
Brits call her Dana, but I've learned how to call her Dana now. I've learned how to call her Dana.
I do apologize. So say if Dana is having a struggle, now she's close to Kim, Jenny, and Fem. And so Dana's on that part of the net, but you guys can still feel it in your part of the net, because we're all connected. So the closer you are to her, the more you can feel that her net is kind of going through something. Now I'm all on the other side, way over there on the net. So I can't feel it necessarily, but I can feel generally in my environment that not everybody's happy, say. So I do believe that we're all connected. You know, everything that's happening to us is not separate. And it's that often what's happening in our lives, because I believe we're also, you know, we're all connected to the universe. Often what's happening in our lives is a microcosm of the chaos that is happening outside. So for me, my practice is around how can I change something quite particular in my life. So I've come into this life, is my belief, with a mission to change something. So it manifests in suffering. It manifests in my family circumstances where I chose to be born into. So we believe in Buddhism that we choose to be with the people that we are with, in order to change something. So in my particular case, my journey has become like a mission around mental health, for instance. So through the suffering that I've had, we say turn mission into action. So my mission, you know, so I come into this life, I've suffered different things, it's had an effect on my life. And so now how can I use that as a mission? How can I turn that into action to help other people? And so my and I've told you this before, Fem. I was adopted, and this is how I know that you know, we are supposed to be with who we are with. All my maternal figures, because I was reunited with my birth mother when I was 19. All my maternal figures, and I have 3, have the same characters. So for me, that says, in a way, it didn't matter who I was with. I would always have kind of as my ancestry these strong characters that I needed to be with in this life.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you have to learn. It's part of your growing as well. And you just reminded me something I forgot to mention, is that a lot of us we reincarnate because when we haven't learned. So sorry, hold on. Let me rephrase. I'm trying to phrase it as succinctly as possible. So in the cases of suicide, for instance, all right, it's a very sensitive topic. I do realize that. But in that case, most of these people that have taken their own lives prematurely and went against that soul contract, they have to come back. They have to keep doing this until they can fulfill their contract and until they learn.
Yeah.
And is it similar to Buddhism?
Yeah, because I think however your life ends, so look at the case of young children who tragically lose their life. But up to that point, you know, say they've lost their life through whatever reasons. But up to that point, they when you look back on that child's life, they've often been those people or children who've created the most value. Like they've lived 7 times their life, if you like, in that short period of time. Yeah. So I just believe that everyone has their own unique mission that only they can do. You know, only Jenny can be with Billy at this time. It's not, you know, he's not in my life. He's your contracted soul person. So I think it's simple, but then it's also quite complex, if that makes sense. So I put in the chat this amazing, and it was weird because I saw these girls on YouTube and then I saw that you were doing this on reincarnation. So I found these girls on YouTube and they're best friends. When they met in kindergarten, they saw each other and said, oh, we're twins. So one of these girls is black, one of these girls is white. And they insist to everyone that they're twins and they share one soul. And so, of course, I went down a rabbit hole of, you know, watching videos of these cute little girls. But it gave me goosebumps because they haven't changed their story in 4 years. You know, they're so close. So you can see little videos of them. I'll drop it in the chat a bit later. But it was fascinating to me that they could articulate that, because I was like, how do you know about the word soul and having one and you're 4?
True.
Wow. Yeah.
But they do, especially the younger they are, the more they remember, or the more attached they are still to the other side, to the spiritual world. So they can, you know, so they do have memories that they can't explain with a 4 or 5-year-old brain, but they are able to communicate. They don't understand it themselves, but they are able to communicate it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because they were so clear. And they've been interviewed a few times because it was so just like, wow, what a story. Beautiful story. Beautiful.
I have to look it up. I'm interested in that story.
Yeah, they're really so cute, but really just like, no, we're twins. And I've got bigger feet than her. Yeah, our birthdays are different, but we share one soul.
Wow.
And it's brought the mums together, which is great. It's brought the mums together.
That and maybe that was what was supposed to happen anyway, to bring the mothers together and the girl. Aside from the girls, maybe the girls had already, before they incarnated, you know, they laid out a plan, a contract, and they said, okay, this is how we're going to help our mothers respectively. You know, because they have their own journey to go through in this lifetime. So it's incredible how everything is intertwined. I have goosebumps right now as we speak, which means that we're touching upon a very, like, I'm being flooded right now by energy.
Wow.
But yeah, it's incredible, and we're all intertwined. And as I said, we're all part of the same umbilical cord, which is connected to the source. And so regardless, the problem is that we're so stressed. There are so many problems in the world. Our minds are so busy. We're always busy. We're on our phones, on our computers, you know, commuting, whatever it may be. We're so busy that we forget to listen to our spiritual core, our intuition, and those feelings. And that's how we disconnect from each other. In order to keep connected, you need to be aware of that gift, that ability that we all have.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm as connected, definitely as obviously this panel. And I do think that it's getting caught up in the rat race. And so, you know, the opportunity of being in lockdown, you know, sort of moving away from my spiritual path. And then this has forced me to come back to it, because it is just kind of me and working from home and being much more aware because things have slowed down.
See, that's one of those things that happened in 2020, and it did happen. It was part of that cosmic plan, because things weren't moving along fast enough. Okay, the collective energy, the vibration wasn't ascending as fast enough. So this had to happen in the way that it happened for us to, in one way, disconnect, like physically disconnect from one another, but on the other hand, as you said, slow down and really get to know who we are. What do we want? What's our life? That's why you see a lot of, like, this is going to sound like a cliche in a year or two from now, but Corona has brought the Corona divorces, Corona babies, people losing companies, going bust, going bankrupt, people changing direction when it comes to their profession and careers, dropping everything and saying, this is not what I want for my life. You know, death is so close to all of us right now with Corona and everything. It's knocking on everybody's door, and everyone's like, I don't know how much time I have. I need to do something meaningful. Yes. And this is what we're seeing. This is the shift that I keep talking about, and that's what we keep seeing. And that's why I always said that this pandemic, this virus, was actually a blessing in disguise in some way.
So yeah, I can understand that thought. I have a question about soul family, soul groups, because because for me it often manifests, or I'm often most aware of it in men. It gets a little bit left because I'm like, oh yeah, this guy, yeah, he's definitely, oh my God, we're thinking about the same thing. Oh my God, and he's liking that, and oh my God, I can feel your energy, and then I express it to them, and then before I know it, I'm like in lust, and I've do you know what I mean? I've changed that connection. We were friends, but he's trying to friend zone me, but now I feel all this, because when you feel energy so strongly, and because it's not something that happens on a everyday basis, when it happens, it gets all my, what are those chemicals in your brain when you really fancy someone? So that's what happens. So before I know it, I've broken. No, it's like a endorphin. I don't know, it's like a endorphin and oxy, that other one where you really just
oxytocin.
Yeah. So your brain is producing that.
Oxymoron, but no.
So I found that because with men, I have a strong, there's a high, I can feel the higher vibration, and that immediately makes me attracted to them. But then, we go down the path, and before I know it, I'm just like, oh, I can't talk to you anymore because I might have a crush. And it's
That's so sweet, actually.
She speaks truth, doesn't she? Though, honestly.
But the other thing is, what I think is also happening, aside from the fact that you're picking up on their high vibration, I also feel that it is that you're also absorbing how they feel about you, and that freaks people out. I used to do that as well. It used to freak men out, because once you start picking up the energy, and then subconsciously you realize they're into you, they fancy you, they want you, So then your energy goes up. You raise your energy. And what happened? But at the same time, you're so open because you like this person that you start feeling what they're feeling. You start absorbing their energies, and then it becomes like it's a mess, because you're like, do they actually fancy me? Or no, sorry, the other way around. Do I fancy them because I really do fancy them, and I do see that we are compatible and they do tick off some boxes? Or do I fancy them because I'm picking up that energy and how they feel about me? It's really weird what I just said. It's just mind-blowing.
No, it really was. It really was. But ultimately, I think that would be my biggest example of really feeling that, okay, well, clearly, we had this connection before, and it's not, it's not necessarily about a relationship. It is just that genuine, oh my God, we've met finally again. Where have you been?
Yep.
How do you feel throughout when a relationship starts progressing and you've had that feeling in the beginning?
I'd say before it was probably just about attraction, because this one was so strong, this one was so deep, this one was a connection without space and time. that the previous ones I could put down to lust and just, just animal desires, let's say. Whereas this one, because I couldn't kind of fit it into the everyday kind of relationship where, normally I would just rationally put it's kind of an irrational feeling because you can't make sense of why the connection feels so strong.
Yeah, it's true. But are you ever able to rationalize that feeling, or is it what happens?
No, I'd say in those moments it was too tied up in earthly desires.
Carnal knowledge.
I was trying to go a bit, I was trying to go a little bit more polite, but yeah.
Sorry, I don't have a filter. I'm sorry about that.
So I think it was where I was emotionally and, whatever path I was on, I'd say a low life state to kind of manifest that confusion. Because if I look back on it now, it definitely was, oh my God, we've met before. We've definitely been here before together. But in my low life state, I wanted a bit more. So it kind of went left.
Do you think that you felt, I mean, I've had that feeling in the past as well, where, you meet a guy, he's hot, there's chemistry there, and you think, oh, I know this person from a past life, and, I'm sure we're connected and we're supposed to meet. And then a week later, I'm like, what was I thinking? That wasn't wrong. But I always sort of felt that, because it doesn't matter whether you're psychic, medium, and empath. It doesn't matter when it comes to desires, sexual desires, and meeting people. Those just go out the window. I mean, they've never helped me with guys. Never, ever. It's like, I always got my friends, but you should be able to read. No. Because when that comes in and something else comes in and not the spirit, the soul, then I mess up. And I think this is what happens. I think it's almost like a wishful thinking when you meet someone and they kind of like, you feel attracted to them, and you feel maybe it's a wishful thinking that, oh yes, we belong together. We were supposed to meet.
I mean, up to this guy, I'd say I was really blessed to have that experience with that guy because, I could rationalize it as, oh, right, okay, in my head I can rationalize it like, oh, I was definitely your child, you were my child, that's what the connection felt like in a kind of spiritual sense. In a manifestation of human being, London girl, it manifested completely differently in his presence because he was tall, he was good looking, he could dance, you know what I mean? So it was kind of confusing, but the baseline was I knew it was a connection without space and time. I'm 100% sure of that because I also have it with women, right? I can meet women and just feel like, oh my God, yeah, we're sisters. Yeah, we get on so much. So I believe in reincarnation. I believe in the connection that we all have to each other.
Absolutely. We are definitely connected. If we just hypnotized, if we did past life regression to all of us right now,
we'd see us all in the same room and we'd be like, oh, there you are.
We'd have a regression party. We all have experiences, a lot of experiences. And as I've said in a previous episode of Mystic Monday, it's also pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, because a lot comes out in your dreams. And you get a lot of answers. That's why I keep saying, keep a journal, keep a dream journal, a spiritual journal, and write down, because it will make a lot more sense when you write it down and you read back what you wrote.
Yeah. I need to start that.
Yeah, it's absolutely helpful. I say this to anyone I have a reading with as well. I recommend that. They always usually, send me a message a month or 2 months later when they have a repeat reading, and they're all like, it really helped. The journal really helped to put things into perspective. And that's the whole idea behind it. behind it. And that's how you can also start. We will never be able to piece the pieces together and the jigsaw pieces of our lives, but we are able to see what those pieces are.
Right.
That we're part of.
And so, can I ask Kim a question, please?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, Kim, in the chat, you said that did you say you know 3 members of your soul group?
Yes.
I can't remember what. So, how did that manifest for you? How do you know?
They're the rest of the panel.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God!
We met by accident. I met them on Adam's show, and I met Jenny through them, and then I knew Dana before all of them because we met on Adam's show, and we just all had a bond. It was just like glue. Yeah.
Wow.
We talk every day. We talk at night. We talk about nothing. We talk about something.
I'm so happy for you all.
Talk at 4 a.m.
That's amazing. That is so amazing.
When Jenny's awake with the baby and I can't sleep, we talk.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
And you know what? The more that we talked, the more we found out we had like the same stories. And then like it was really weird.
Wow.
It's very weird. Some of the things that we've been through, we've all been through. And it's just it's amazing.
That's so beautiful.
But London, I said that about you too. Sorry, when we had our reading as well, and I said, "Wow, you have an amazing energy," and you had an energy. I was so attracted to that energy of yours. You have that amazing, and I tell you, everyone who's here right now, we're all connected.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just don't realize it, and there's a reason we all came together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It's a reason because together as a community, which is why we're doing this and why I have this channel, is because I want to build a community where we are a support system for each other. We're spiritually like-minded people who support each other and empower each other. And that's why we all walk together.
Wow. That's deep, especially as ultimately Adam is the master of ceremonies in this game, right?
Yeah.
He's the.
I told him that last week too. I talked with him and I told him he deserves the credit for all of this.
Yeah, because you know what? I wouldn't have even found Adam had it not been for some drama on YouTube.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? So the chances of this. So there's something very, I think, deep and spiritual of the time that we're in, the opportunities that it affords us to do stuff that we perhaps never. I never went on YouTube. What are you talking about? YouTube? No.
Me neither. No.
I didn't either until I lost my mom August 22nd, and I had been taking care of her for. Thank you. She had Alzheimer's, and I took care of her, and she actually called me Mama, so that kind of got me thinking. But after she died, we had been together 24/7 for so many years that I didn't know what to do, and I got on YouTube and I saw Adam, and I connected to him because of his sweet, kind spirit. And then Jason, I just love Jason to death. I mean, but had it not been for Adam and his shows, I would have sat there and cried because, I mean, he was the first person and it got me through that rough spot.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss.
And the same thing for me. I was going through grief, so I went on YouTube. So it's the same thing for me too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And so Jenny and I have so much in common. I mean, it is unreal.
Yeah.
And I told Adam way back before I met Jenny and Tim that Dana and I could be sisters. And it was just a by the way comment because I was talking about how much we had in common. And now whenever I first heard Dana talking, I mean, she got my heart. She just touched me.
Wow.
It is. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, I
And
had
have you?
lost a child. Jenny lost her husband. Uh, Kim lost her
Mama.
mom. So
And you lost. No,
And did you have this kind of such strong connection in your daily life, like pre-COVID, ladies? Do you have other soul circles that you're kind of a part of, soul groups? Sorry.
not me, not me. But this is new for me. Not me.
I don't either.
Right.
I have friends that I don't see for long periods of time, but um,
Yeah.
over the years, because I had become sort of isolated because I was caretaking my son and taking care of my
Mm,
daughter and working from home. And I'd moved close to my parents where I didn't grow up. So it kind of took me out of my element where I used to live and have friends.
mm.
So I moved somewhere entirely new where I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only other connection that I've had like this is my husband, and we lived. Now we met when we were older. Okay, we've only been together 9 years, but when we met, we lived parallel lives from the fact that we both lived in Southeast Alabama and moved off, spent our whole lives away from Alabama. My dad got sick, his mom got sick, we both moved back, and he lost his mom and I lost my dad within a couple of months of each other. And
Wow.
then we met, and when when I met him, we'd been together every single day except for when I was in the hospital.
Wow.
But yeah, I just from the beginning we could finish each other's sentences. And our children, his son is 6 months younger than my daughter.
Wow.
So, and they look so much alike. They were both here this past week, and I took a picture of them. They look so much alike and act so much alike.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Double trouble.
But that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think for
I-
me, the only person I felt the connection with like that before was my husband. I met him when I was
Right.
like 18, and I'd been with him my whole life. And then so I was completely feeling like alone on this universe, even though I did have support. Everyone was offering their support, but it's that connection that you can't explain that I needed to find again. So yeah.
I mean, at the night after Jenny came on Adam, I immediately wanted to scoop her up.
Yes, you messaged me right away, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss too, Jenny. I'm really
thank
sorry
you.
for your loss. I
Thank
mean, what we say in Buddhism that the lotus flower grows from shit. So, out of that's the only way it become beautiful, is that actually on the surface it's beautiful, but it grows in this swampy, dank, horrible thing that you wouldn't want to be in. So it's kind of a representation. The darkness of the kind of swampy pond is a representation of our suffering, and that there's always light. Something beautiful will always grow out of darkness. And that's the significant in Buddhism of the lotus.
You know what? You know what? You know what? You might be my soul family, because I literally was looking at lotus flowers so much lately. So I Googled it like 3 days ago. And that's what
Wow.
and so
I had that connection with lotus flower as well. I think yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know what it was, but I'm not sure what it was. But I was thinking of lotus flower. I think I was even talking to someone about it.
wow.
So, anyways, yeah, I was just.
Oh.
I kept seeing this. I'm like, I need to Google this. What does this mean? And then
And I have a connection, but I don't want to say it on here. I'll tell her later.
I almost can't talk because my mouth's open and I'm sort of waving my hands rapidly, thinking, "Oh my God, we've got it! It's here! What?"
I'm going to show you my flower, like in the Google search still, probably.
Oh, and to think, I wasn't even going to call in because I was cooking and trying to eat my dinner, but I'm so glad I did. This is giving me goosebumps.
I know I have
Thank you, London Girl, for calling in. And we love having you on. We absolutely love you and love having you on. So if you want to come
right back at you guys, I wish you were real. Please practice. You're all empaths, so please practice your self-care for yourself. Be compassionate for yourself. keep
Yeah.
keep replenishing, keep restoring with whatever it is that you need.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important. Absolutely important.
And speak to you next week. Take care.
Take care. Enjoy your dinner. Sorry about that. Your arm to come on. I'm like,
Bye.
bye. So I think it was a really good show. I just want to just show Willow's. Oops, sorry, Willow. Fem and Adam helped me in Adam's life. That's my. Well, I'm really happy you're here, and I'm happy we helped you, Willow. That was the whole point. That's why I reached out to Adam. I'm like, Adam, that's how it all started. I reached out to him, and I said, I love your energy. It was again that connection, that energy, and I'm not shy, you know. So I was like, I reached out and I'm like, you know, this is what I do. I left my marketing career 20 plus years. You know, I was moonlighting as a psychic tarot reader, but now I don't want to moonlight anymore. I want to do it. And, you know, I want to help people. How can we do it? Can we do this? And that's how it all started, guys. That's how it all started. And that's how we're all together now. And we're sitting here on a Monday and enjoying each other's company and talking about what's important to us and what's important for the world as well. I have really fabulous news as well. On Thursday, I am interviewing a renowned psychic medium. Woo! I'm so excited. She's from Canada, Jenny.
Oh.
I will announce everything on Thursday because you never know. Last minute things can change. So I don't want to put her name out there. But so we're going to do, it's going to be a recorded video though, and I'm going to upload it next week. But this is going to be very interesting because when we spoke, she said the same thing as well. She said she likes what I'm doing, that she likes that I'm putting myself out there on YouTube and to the world, talking about these topics and talking about and opening up people's minds and views around spirituality and who we really are. And so she was very excited. She's very excited to come on and talk about all these. She's written 2 books. One of them includes all of these things that we've talked about on Mystic Monday. And I'm super excited because honestly, we're doing God's work. God, you know, whoever God is for you, but we are doing God's work here because we are reaching out to people and helping them out and making them aware of that. This is not it. This is not it. There's a lot more to it. Just be open-minded, allow for you to receive this information, and you will lead a better life. You'll be able to heal as well faster. And that's why we're all here. And thank you. And I will never stop saying this. I'm really grateful to you, Soul Sisters. I'm really grateful to everyone who's here, who's part of this community. I really appreciate it. And I think with that, we can end this live show, this Mystic Monday. I'm going to bring Dana back up. She's back. Sorry, I should have warned you. I did an Adam there. It was like, bring it back on without warning.
I pulled an Adam.
Yeah, I pulled an Adam on a Dana.
I knocked myself off.
I saw that, but it's okay. It's Mystic Monday. I mean, it's been very smooth today. Don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I did, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
But you're here, so I just wanted to say thank you everyone who's been here today, who's been watching these videos. If you like the video, please like, please subscribe, and please share. So this could be interesting, or any of these videos that we do could be interesting for someone else as well. And you could be helping someone who needs help at the moment, who feels a little bit lost, or who they're going through their healing journey. Thank you all. See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.